sweet, but do you know how to keep them looking their best? Nick Lawson with Lawson Landscaping has a few tips for us today because now's the time we're supposed to be trimming them back, right?
Yes, it is. February is the best time of year to go ahead and get them pruned. And really your two main varieties that we have here are going to be your tea rose and your knockout rose. Your tea roses have a bigger flower. They're a little bit more old school. Your knockout is what a lot of people are familiar with nowadays. So it's the time to do a real heavy cutback right now, but I do want to show you how to deadhead them for the rest of the year. It's best each month to do a trimming and deadhead them to keep them flowering and looking full.
Okay, so how do we deadhead them throughout the year?
All right, so whenever we're going through the year, about each month to keep them looking pretty, you got a flower that's fading out. What you want to do is you want to come down to the notch below it. You want to look to kind of see if there's at least 5 leaves there. It's a good sign that you're cutting far enough. You want to take your shears and you want to cut them at a 45-degree angle right in front of the leaves there so they can shoot out again. You always want to wear gloves because they do have big thorns on them and they can prick your hand. So that's something I caution you about. The tea roses are a little bit bigger leaves, bigger flowers. The same thing, you want to come down to it and you're going to take a trimming at a 45 to deadhead it. But right now in February, we need to do a real heavy trim back. So what you're going to do is you're actually on the tea rose, you're going to come down almost a foot. Even though you see this new growth here, don't be alarmed. It's good to cut it far back so that it can really bush out and flourish. So you're going to want to come down to about the midsection of the plant where you really see it getting full and do the same thing, cut it at a 45-degree angle. And you can do that across the whole plant to make it, neat and rounded all the way across.
Now mine are kind of spindly and they don't have a part that looks full. Should we cut those down even further?
Yeah, you want to cut any pieces that are out and spindly. And a good thing to keep in mind is you want to cut it right below where you want it to shoot out as new growth because it does have to shoot and grow. So if you want it to be growing at this height, you want to cut it a couple inches right below it so that when it does grow out and flourish, it's full at the point where you want it to be.
Okay.
On your knockout, it's the same thing. You're going to come. It's not as big as this one, but they can get quite big. Cutting them at a 45-degree angle and getting them deadheaded all the way across to keep it looking good.
Okay, so after you get it trimmed, what should we do?
All right, so if you're seeing any bugs or any kind of disease, you're seeing any yellowing of the leaves, it's going to be a lack of fertilizer or pest or disease getting into it. Roses can systemically take in the fertilizer and the treatment for bugs and disease. So this is a really good chemical right here. Bayer makes it, and it's to fertilize, it's insect control and disease control. So even if you're not necessarily seeing the bugs or the disease, it's good to go ahead and get it on there so that you're preventing it from getting sick.
Okay. Is now also a good time to plant roses if you want to add some to your yard, or should we wait till it gets warmer?
No, it's the best time right now. If you're transplanting, digging in the up, or if you're planting new ones before it gets too warm, you want to do that now and get them in the ground so the roots have a chance to establish before, our summer heat gets here.
All right, and I'm assuming we should plant these in as much sun as they can get?
Absolutely. They're both full sun. Some varieties of tea rose can take a little bit less sun, but the more sun, the more flowers, and the better the rose is going to look overall.
All right. Now, Lawson Landscaping does a whole lot of work to make our yards look their very best. You can come into businesses, into homes, and really redo the whole look, everything from a patio to sidewalks, just getting those beds looking the way they should.
Yes, ma'am. We do a lot of redos right now where we're coming in and either it's a new customer or they've had the same landscape for 20 years and they're tired of it. So, although the bed is there, we take out a lot of the plants. Maybe there's not a rock header in the back or irrigation, so we can come in and we can add these things, get new plants in, get the beds defined, get a new shape, and really get it looking like a brand new bed, even if it's been established for years.
And now is the time to do it.
It's a great time to do it. In the summer, it gets really hot, so the sooner that you can get things planted in the ground, like I say, the more time the roots will have to get established in the ground.
All right, well, you see the number for Lawson Landscaping there on the screen. You can get Nick and his staff a call and get them out there to get your yard looking the way you want it. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
Good tips for us.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,